Hello there, moin moin ladies and gentlemen, Donspektor here with a short video that I think wanted to do about half a year ago, but then everything else happened and yeah, now I'm doing it. So, about, I would guess half a year ago, I reviewed the Hifiman HE6SE version 2, and since then this has been my go-to headphone. But as I already indicated in my review for this, you probably need to mod it. And today we are talking about the mods that I have done to this bad boy, and which mods you should do and which ones you might not want to do or might not need to do. And first, as I already criticized in my review, the cable. I'm just going to show you, I'm using a random AliExpress cable that I think was like 70 bucks, looks like this. Does a way better job than the cable what was included here. And it is way smoother, it is lighter, it feels still sturdy enough, and generally I would recommend change the cable if you buy the Hifiman HE6SE version 2. It's just not a good cable, and this one here for, I think for 17 bucks for like 2 meters is definitively better. Then, so this is the first part that I changed. The second part, which is the one that I think is the most decisive, or the most one where people will probably need to discuss. Let's flip it around. You can see here I'm using a custom grill. This has been 3D printed for me from my brother, and he just used an, not off the shelf, but a 3D model that you could find online and modified it slightly. And as you can see, compared to the real one, which I would put a picture in here for my review, so you see again, this is way more dense, the original. This one is way less dense, but you can also see, unlike other mods, I still put a very thin piece of fabric beneath. So I glued the fabric to this plastic here, because I just don't feel comfortable having a driver exposed like this here. You can easily see it through this grill, through here, and I just don't want to risk damage a device that is a couple €100 like this. So I put in a mesh on like this grill here that is a bit more dense, and then a fabric behind. But as you can see, the fabric is so thin you basically don't see it. And what this means, what this does sound-wise, with the different grills, this thing is sounding quite a bit more open. I have tested this as well without any grill, and honestly the difference between no grill and this one is very minor. I'm not sure if I would be able to spot it in an A to B comparison actually. So basically no grill or in more airy grill like this doesn't make much of a difference. But what does make a difference is this grill versus the stock grill. So sound-wise, I show you the measurements here. This is in the margin of error. With this grill and the standard grill, it measures basically identical. Some other measurements online somehow seem to be able to measure an increased bass when you, or like sub bass, if you remove the grill or put this one on. I can't confirm this. But sound-wise, there's definitely a change here. As it looks like it's more open, and it does sound quite a bit more open. That means you hear more things from around you. It has a bit more of an like openness and a stage feeling that it has without this grill. But what you lose with the more open grill, bass impact. Yes, this is still a slamming. Yes, it's still a decently slamming headphone with the more open grill, but it doesn't slam as nicely as it does with the standard grill. And if you are somebody who wants a really dynamic experience, something where the bass is really slapping, leave the standard grill on. The standard grill, while having a bit less soundstage and definitely less openness, does give you some better bass slam here. And because after I read some people who said removing the grill or getting a more less dense grill on gives them more bass, actually I also did some more investigating and I chatted a bit with VSG from Tech Power Up, and he has the same experience, exact same as I did. Remove the grill and generally like have something that's less or like more open at the back means less bass impact. So it's not only me, it's a few other people as well probably would have the same issue. So it's more of a preference thing here than it is an actual is better or is not better. Because as you see by measurement, it measures exactly the same. So there's no measurement difference here. Quick side note here, how I measured this. I put this on my rig. I didn't measurement with a standard grill. I changed then to the other grill by having it exactly the same position on my rig. So really the only difference you see here is unit or measurement to measurement variation and the grill. And as you can see, the difference in dB is so little, it can basically be ignored. And then next we come to the big part. You see the nice purple strap I have here. Well, this is the Capra comfort strap, and I will link their GitHub page below. So in order to print this yourself, you need an elastic 3D printing material, which I did order so my brother could print it, and I didn't really care about the color. I'm honestly not so much of a style person. I care for comfort, and I care for fit, and for functionality. So I was like, which color would you like? And he was like, maybe this, so that's what I have here. But as is the case with everything 3D printed, you could color match it here with the plastic accents. You could get it black just at the top. You could get it something even more purple or something other like neon color. It's up to you. And what this does is, it fixes my issue with the comfort completely. As I said in my review, this head strap is really not good. It really is not really cushiony, it doesn't really fit well, it gets you pressure hotspots relatively fast, and it just is not a good product in terms of head strap. This thing here, putting this on is completely making this an absolute worldly different experience. With this, I can literally wear this 8 hours a day. The entire work time I can wear this without any issues. Just very comfortable. As you can see here, let me just clamp it a bit apart. This is a very wide head strap, so it distributes the relatively hefty weight this has way better on your head, and it just fits very nicely with this. However, let me say one thing. If you plan to 3D print this also, if you want to do this, it comes with some additional clamps that you would put over the sides here. Somehow, when my brother printed the clamps that would go over here, something wasn't right with the scaling. So the clamps were too small. I couldn't put the clamps on, but I didn't want to bother him again printing something. So as you can see, I ghetto modded it with some string around here, which, yeah, is slowly deteriorating over time because it's just a very thin string. But you can totally get away with just using it as is. Just over time, when this gets a bit more loose here, you might need to put also some string around, which is, as you see here, in like half a year of usage or so, yeah, when I had to put in string around, otherwise this sometimes gets loose and you just, yeah, lose the essentially mod. So yeah, these are the mods I have tried, and I would highly recommend if you get the Hifiman HE6SE. This is recommended and actually necessary to be used, the Capra comfort strap. Really good product. If you want to give those guys a few bucks, you can also buy the strap from them, or you can just print it yourself, or have your friends print it for you. So yeah, really good product here. But the grill, as I said, it's not really all this good. You get a bit less base impact, but more openness, and you just need to see which trade-off is worth for you. And while I have to confess, I do really like the bass punch of this. The openness, usually when I listen to more jazz and orchestral music, is a bit preferred for me. But if I would more listen to rock or metal or something else, definitely the standard grill. Just the better punch you have with this one is definitely recommended. Okay, that's it. My quick video about the mods for the Hifiman HE6SE version 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, recommendations, or criticisms, please leave a comment. Donspektor.